Welcome back to Hutchinson, Kansas and the Hutchinson Sports Arena. We are concluding the first day of the NJCAA Division I men's basketball tournament. 5 games are now in the books. We are coming up on game number 6, the final game of session number 2. I am Nick Nielsen. With me as always is the great one, the JUCO advocate, Brandon Goble. Brandon, a great day of junior college basketball.
5 games in, 1 more to go. I know we're running out of gas, but you know who isn't? These guys out here. Next one should be good.
This is their Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
They don't care how tired we are.
They do not care.
The show must go on. And speaking of a show, Odessa put on a show in the past couple of hours as they dismantled a really good Trinidad State team, 81-52.
Definitely a tale of 2 different games from the first time when they met. Trinidad State gets the win last time, comes to the end of the season here, and Odessa was just too much athletically, too physical. That press from the very beginning was a face breaker. I mean, it was just impossible to almost to get the ball across half court. That seemed like a victory in and of itself early on there. Definitely some big time stepping up from some players that maybe weren't as consistent throughout the season for Odessa as they would have liked. Showed up today.
Yeah, I think the first player let's talk about is Brandon Macklin. I mean, he was kind of the ringleader of that face-breaking press that we talked about. Looking at the stats here real quick, Mr. Macklin, 9 rebounds, 13 points. I thought he was terrific on setting the tone early and often.
And 4 steals to go with that, too. He was great at jumping the lanes, just getting out. I mean, if you look at him, he looks like an NFL defensive end. He is a big, strong, physical human being that can score the ball. He was talking all over the place. He was making sure everybody was on the same page. It was a different level of leadership that we saw out of him today that we hadn't seen for a while. And why Coach Bucket was, just almost begging him to say, hey, I know what you can be. Just go out and do that. Today he said, okay, I got you.
and speaking of jumping, Jordan Ray, I thought, had a terrific basketball game. Looking at the stats here, he played just under 11 minutes, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple of eye-popping plays at the rim.
Yeah, I mean, he was a human highlight reel, and especially for as big as he is, the athleticism that comes with him. He is a strong player, too. Definitely like a lob catcher, rim protector. Had some nice touch and some times.
I was going to say, showed some depth to his game, more than just a rim rocker. And rocking the rim. Rebounding, right? Odessa dominated the rebounds. Odessa 45-26 on the rebounds. Odessa had 17 offensive rebounds. They almost had as many offensive rebounds as Trinidad had total rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, when you get that many offensive rebounds, you have that many more possessions than the other team, and you have a stifling Python-like defense. I mean, that's hard to compete with for
face
anybody.
Breaking and
face break, all the analogies.
I think Coach Bucket is happy, right?
I think so.
And I think the story of the first 5 games is defense. Defense, controlling the three-point line. I believe that the 5 best defensive teams have walked out of here with a victory so far today.
We usually talk about how guards win you games in these situations, and we've seen a couple good guards today. But really, it's been the defenses that have made the difference. Guard play, yes. Defense, absolutely.
Let's turn the proverbial page, if we shall, and let's highlight our final game this evening between Lee and Wallace State. For me personally, I am super excited to see Jimmy Williams in person. I've seen the tape. I like what I see. 23, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 39% from the field. He's a redshirt freshman from Cleveland, Ohio. Talk a little bit about what the fans are going to see in this nightcap.
I mean, you're going to see that really, really dynamic, long, rangy guard. The really kind of the jewel of the Alabama League this year, one of the most prolific scorers in the country this season. Now, they aren't very deep. They need Jimmy to be Jimmy Williams to really be able to hang in there with this really tough, battle-tested Region 14 team. 2 Region 14 teams so far today, 2 wins, 2 very good teams. Lee College is going to be ready for Jimmy.
And along with Odessa, that makes Texas 3-0 with 1 on the board still to go tonight. Randy's Eason, the big man, 6'9" sophomore from Dadeville, Alabama, averaging 11 and 9. He's going to have to be a big part physically inside. They're going to need some production from him offensively to help Jimmy out.
For sure. And Wallace gets a lot of their points from 3. Unfortunately,
Lee doesn't give them up.
Lee doesn't give them up. Lee doesn't let you shoot them. It's not that they're just really good at closing out. They actually won't let you take threes.
It's really unbelievable, right? We've talked about how many great defensive teams we've seen here so far today, and yet we might have saved the best for last. Lee has been terrific defensively all season, holding opponents. This is not a typo. 28% from three. Unbelievable. Another trend I think we're seeing is the great freshmen in this tournament. Brandon, talk a little bit about the two studs in Lee.
Yeah, I mean, the recruiting landscape has changed. The transfer portal has changed a lot of things. So there are freshmen going to junior college now as qualifiers that, you know, maybe we wouldn't have seen in junior college in the past. We're going to see a really good one for Vincennes later in the week. We got a couple of them here for Lee College in Wickware and Laverne. And, you know, look, these are two of the best players in the tournament. They just also happen to be true freshmen. And that's really, it's interesting because that's exciting to see, knowing that you're either going to see these guys at the next level for 3 years instead of the 2, or we're going to see them back, and how much better are they going to be the following season.
Absolutely. And this will be the last game of tonight's session. And let's just take a few moments and talk about what we have to look forward to tomorrow, because we're not done. We have...
Oh, there's more.
Oh, wait, there's more. 6 amazing games on the slate tomorrow. We start with Game 7, Moberly-Connors State. I am super excited to see the inside presence of one Braden Hubbard and Buddy Hammer Jr. against Moberly. Super excited to see what's going to happen there. Quick thought on Moberly-Connors.
You know, for me, the X factor is Xavier Sykes for Moberly. He does have a little bit of an injury right now. He's walking around with a boot just to play it safe. It's going to be interesting to see if he's able to go full tomorrow. If he is a problem being able to bring that ball up the floor in the blink of an eye.
And for the hometown Hutchinson Dragons, maybe number 1 in your heart, but number 11 on your seed, Hutchinson-Salkehatchie in Game 2.
Yeah, USC Salkehatchie, one of the most incredible stories of the season. Coach Matt Lynch brings a program back from the dead and instantly to Hutch. I mean, we talked to him the other day on JUCO Jam. Unbelievable coach, fantastic person, really excited for those guys. Welcome to Hutch. You get to play them now.
And they will forever be Cinderella Salk, and they will go down as a legend if they can somehow pull off the impossible, be the Rocky versus Ivan Drago heading into Russia. And that will conclude the round of 16. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
We have 4 teams who will actually punch their ticket to the Elite 8 tomorrow. We will have Barton, Walters. Excited to see that. Then we'll have Northwest Florida, Cali, in what we think could be a national championship preview. And then in our evening session, we have South Plains, Panola. I know we won't see the South Plains Jones matchup that I predicted and hyped up. We'll never know. And then I think I have to turn my affection to South Plains. Hayden, I want you to know, I'm with you now. We're not rooting against you. I know you're a friend of the show. And then finally, Triton versus Trinity Valley.
We get to see the law firm go up against that stifling defense of Trinity Valley. Stifling defense is one thing, but when you got 4 guys that can drop it from anywhere, that's tough. Fun one to watch.
And we had a chance to talk with Coach Brian Burns of Triton earlier today to get a little state of the union on the Triton Trojan program, learn a little bit more about some of the members of the firm. Dylan Williams, actually, 4.0 student.
4.0 student. Guy's a genius.
More than just a great point guard facilitator, getting it done in the classroom like so many of these great
Being recruited
kids.
by Penn really hard right now. He may be the head of an actual law firm at some point.
Will he hire Amar Aguilar, AJ Dixon, and Dior Connors? You can't go wrong with this group.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. We appreciate Coach Brian Burns and his support of JUCO Jam throughout the season. And we appreciate you for watching us tonight. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus to watch all of the games on live stream. And stay with us because we'll be back tomorrow with all of the highlights and previews of all of the great action happening here at the Hutchinson Sports Arena in beautiful Hutchinson, Kansas.